The man had just awakened. At first, it was the jade beast Abyss. His demonic cult mother knelt before him, frantically kowtowing, only to beg him to give up this jade hand, and let his younger brother have it instead, all because his younger brother had long latched onto a wealthy woman, becoming the fiancé of the neighbor's daughter. Yet he had the misfortune of awakening, an ordinary aptitude, a presale destined for mediocrity. Once the neighbors discovered that their future son-in-law was a waste, then their entire family's fantasy of rising from rags to riches would be utterly shattered. To that end, his father even summoned his own presale beast as a threat, but they had no idea that Jiang Ling possessed a golden finger that could guide presale beasts to evolve. You see, in this world, no one could see the detailed data of presale beasts, let alone Jiang Ling could see their evolution and fusion upgrade paths. Facing this cold-blooded family, Jiang Ling, who had transmigrated into this body, was already deeply disappointed. He looked at the demonic serpent beside him, asking if it still acknowledged him as its master. As long as the demonic serpent still recognized him, then he would risk everything to find a way to take it away. But the demonic serpent, having grasped the situation, instead coiled around his younger brother Jiang Hai's wrist. It was a noble flood dragon. Only Jiang Hai, who was about to latch onto a wealthy woman, could afford to raise it. As for this penniless original master, it couldn't care less. After the betrayal, Jiang Ling, enraged, rushed back to school. Since you all want it, I'll personally sever it for you. He suddenly exerted force in his palm, directly snapping the contract seal. The tearing, excruciating pain instantly flooded his mind. Yet he stood straight, casting a cold glare at Jiang Zhenhai. He snatched the demonic serpent crystal and pressed it into Jiang Hai's chest, completing a new contract. His mother covered her face, not daring to look at him. Jiang Hai couldn't suppress his loud laughter. Jiang Zhenhai's face was full of satisfied delight. Jiang Yan's eyes were icy cold. He turned and worked out the door. Jiang Zhenhai's voice came from behind. Son, don't blame your father. Jiang Yan's steps didn't stop. He sneered. I don't blame you. But don't you ever blame me in the future. You've always only been Jiang Hai's father. Inside the Chengdan Hotel, Jiang Ling suppressed the soul-wrenching pain, setting his only goal. That was the school's novice trial 3 days later. Only by passing the trial would he be qualified to apply for the Starfire Alliance's most elite pre-sale beast academy, Starfire University, and he must contract a new pre-sale beast before the trial. The next morning, Jiang Ling sold the jade pendant his grandmother had secretly left him before her death for 200,000 spirit coins, then headed straight to Nanyang City's largest pre-sale beast trading house, Wanqiaohang, which had the ultimate beast district. The cheapest pet beast cost 500,000 spirit coins. This far exceeded his budget. Reminded by the sales guide, he went directly to the warehouse on the negative first floor. Here were all the defective pre-sale beasts, about to be refined into materials. The prices were extremely low, but they also had almost no cultivation value. The warehouse was cold, damp, and murky. Jiang Ling scanned each one. The golden finger of the pre-sale beasts in the iron cages kept popping up information. All were crippled, with their vitality nearly exhausted, defective goods, completely without potential. Just as he was about to lose hope, an iron cage in the dirty water of a corner instantly made his pupils contract. Inside the iron cage was a small turtle the size of a palm. Seeing him, it struggled to lift its head, its eyes filled with a desperate plea for survival. And in Jiang Ling's field of vision, dense information nearly overwhelmed his sight. There were a full 26 fusion paths. The last one was actually the legendary 4 symbols divine beast, Black Tortoise. A sharp light ignited in Jiang Ling's eyes. A cold, fierce smile curled at the corner of his mouth. Good, then I'll use Jiang Hai's demonic serpent as the first stepping stone for this future Black Tortoise of yours. Jiang Ling stroked the cracked shell of the little turtle. His gaze suddenly locked on another iron door in the corner of the warehouse. Inside lay a small black snake less than half a meter long. The wound at its vital spot had long scabbed over. It was barely breathing, on the verge of death. This was precisely the essential material for the Xuanwu fusion root, the broken leg water snake. His fingers instantly flicked up information. Rare aptitude, bronze first rank, fusion root, clearly marked. Soul just lay a bone Hang Xuanwu general. Jiang Ling's heart stirred. He dragged both dying little creatures into his palm, then directly said to the guide, I want these too. The guide initially wanted to remind him of their fatal injuries. Seeing Jiang Ling's firm attitude, he said instead, these two were meant to be refined into materials anyway. At material price, 50,000 spirit coins each. Jiang Ling swiped his card and paid 100,000, then stopped the guide and listed 3 more materials, Abyss Chen Champion, Minshui Chen Purchase, Red Star Tribulation. He paid the remaining 100,000 spirit coins in full. The surrounding mockery rose and fell. He actually bought 2 crippled spirit beasts. Are you that desperate for money? The little turtle in his palm, and the small snake instantly curled up, trembling all over. Jiang Ling swept a cold glance over the crowd of mockers. He shielded the two little ones before him. His tone was firm. My spirit beasts are none of anyone else's business. They are my choice, and they are the best in the world. Back at the hotel, he sealed the doors and windows, cutting off all outside eyes. This spirit beast fusion, never before seen in this world, must never be spied on by outsiders. He placed the two little ones on a soft cushion, took out the fusion materials. Next, I'll make you stronger. The process will hurt. If you can't take it, tell me. The two little heads nodded heavily. Throughout the process, even when pain knocked them unconscious, they didn't let out a single cry of agony. Just as the fusion completed, a sacred golden pillar of light suddenly exploded. An invisible wave pierced through the walls, shooting straight into the sky. Inside Nanyang City's Lord's Manor, Lord Su Tinglan abruptly stood up, his pupils constricted. This terrifying yet sacred aura, he had never seen anything like it. Either a top-tier dimensional rift was stirring, or a legendary initial spirit beast had manifested in reality. He immediately gave a stern order: investigate all dimensional rifts in Nanyang City at once, and he subconsciously dismissed the second possibility. At this moment, in the hotel room on the city's outskirts, it was becoming reality. The golden light faded. The little turtle, originally palm-sized, had grown to the size of a washbasin. Its shattered shell was fully restored, covered in icy blue divine patterns. The broken-legged water snake had a crystal bump sprouting from its head. Its body stretched a meter long. Its tail naturally coiled around the turtle shell. The two became one seamless entity. Jiang Ling's fingertips trembled slightly. He looked at the new information panel that appeared. It really worked. The legendary four symbols: divine beast, Shu and Wu. Jiang Ling's heart pounded wildly. A cold, sharp glint ignited in his eyes. An epic great abyss demon flood dragon. Before the current Shu and Wu, it's not even worthy of being mentioned. Jiang Hai, tomorrow's novice trial, time to collect some interest. The novice trial entrance was packed with a surging crowd. This trial was the only threshold to qualify for the Starfire University entrance exam. Only by breaking into the top 1,000 of the entire alliance could one pass. As soon as Jiang Ling arrived at the entrance, he ran into Jiang Hai surrounded by a crowd. In his arms was his fiancée, Lin Yading. Above his head circled the majestic abyss demon flood dragon. All around were sycophantic flatterers. Brother Jiang is too awesome. An epic flood dragon. This trial's first place is locked. Someone spotted Jiang Ling and immediately started stirring things up. Boss, look, isn't that your brother? How did he contract a paper turtle? Jiang Hai followed the gaze, locking eyes with Jiang Ling. Lin Yading was the first to sneer. Born in a desperate place, that kind of trash, even a dog wouldn't bite it. He must have thrown it away. Besides, Jiang Ling stopped being Zero Hai's brother long ago. This trash doesn't deserve it. Jiang Hai carried Lin Yading forward, fake concern, acting like a brother. Why bother sending a useless turtle to its death? Jiang Ling curled his lips coldly. Jiang Hai, you're still at turning the blame around, is far stronger than your talent for pre-sales. Let me give you a piece of advice. Trash is trash, even if you steal someone else's things. You can't change the trash in your bones. With that, he turned and left. Couldn't even be bothered to say another word to the waste. Jiang Hai watched his retreating figure, murderous intent surging in his eyes. Lai Sheng ordered the abyss demon jelly. Go, smash the turtle's shell to pieces. A flash of purple-black light shot out instantly. The demon jelly's sharp tail blade, carrying the pressure of a serpent-level beast, slashed straight down at the Xu and Wu armor. The onlookers erupted in uproar, all convinced that Jiang Ling's spirit beast was doomed. But the next second, a deep blue water shield suddenly expanded, steadily catching the full force of the demon jelly's attack. Not even a single crack appeared. Impossible! Jiang Hai and his group exclaimed, faces full of shock. The surrounding noise instantly exploded. No one could have imagined that an ordinary-looking turtle could block the attack of a serpent-level flood dragon. Jiang Ling slowly turned around, his gaze sharp as blood. Jiang Hai, when you can't win with words, you just resort to dirty tricks. Since you struck first, don't blame me for being rude. He was about to order Xu and Wu to counterattack when the bell for the trial's start suddenly rang. Jiang Hai seized the opportunity, dragging Lin Yading toward the entrance. Before leaving, he still threw out a threat. Trush, once you're inside the trial grounds, let's see how you die. Jiang Ling sneered, stepped forward to follow, and gave Xu and Wu a nickname, Xu and Bao, completely hiding his true identity. Inside the trial space, Jiang Ling found himself in a damp, cold, dense forest, with detection orbs from the Alliance covering the sky above. The rules were simple: kill spirit beasts to earn points, climb the rankings. 3 hours remained until the trial ended. Jiang Ling patted Xu and Bao's head. Let's take first place first, and teach that scumbag a good lesson while we're at it. Xu and Bao nodded heavily, his battle spirit blazing. This was his first fight after transformation. He wanted to prove to everyone that he wasn't trash, and that he could protect his master. The trees rustled. A silver blue figure shot out. A 2-meter-long Thunderfang wolf, bronze rank 2, excellent quality, with crackling electric sparks flickering between its teeth, encountering a moon-rank beast right from the start. Any ordinary student would have panicked, but Jiang Ling's gaze remained calm. He directly ordered Chuan Bao to use Chuan Wu's shield. A deep blue water ripple instantly spread out. The Thunderfang Wolf's lightning bite slammed into the shield, not only failing to break the defense, but instead getting its fangs shattered. Two tusks flew backward, smashing hard into a tree trunk. In mystic mist, Chuan Bao opened his mouth and spat out a ghostly blue water mist, instantly enveloping the Thunderfang Wolf. Its sharp scream lasted only a moment. The mist dispersed, leaving only a complete wolf corpse on the ground. The energy orb from the slain beast merged into Chuan Bao's body. Just a little more and he would advance to bronze rank 2. Jiang Ling's eyes lit up. He couldn't help but praise, Chuan Bao, you're amazing. Jiang Ling couldn't hold back his admiration. He crouched down, about to hug Chuan Bao, only to find the little guy was actually crying. The two little ones had endured all kinds of insults and humiliation in the dark underground warehouse of the 10,000 Beasts Market, with less than a day left before being refined into materials. Now, they had finally made it through. That immense sense of contrast was finally released. Days like that won't happen again. You two will definitely become the strongest in the world. The two little ones nodded heavily, vowing to protect their master with their lives from now on. After that, Jiang Ling led Chuan Bao through the forest, searching everywhere for prey. Over 10 minutes later, they encountered a second demon beast, a bronze tier 2 venom-tailed scorpion. The Tayin profound nether enveloped the venom-tailed scorpion, and within seconds, it was corroded into a pile of bones. A ball of energy light rose from the venom-tailed scorpion's corpse, sinking into Chuan Bao's forehead. Chuan Bao directly advanced to bronze tier 2. Before Jiang Ling could even rejoice, a surge of mental energy suddenly flooded his mind, directly breaking through his own rank to bronze tier 2, and the pre-seller's rank also depended on the pre-sale rank. After that, Jiang Ling led Chuan Bao through the forest, searching everywhere. They took down all high-level prey without exception. His points skyrocketed like a rocket. Inside the Nanyang High School trial monitoring room, Principal Liu Yifeng asked, how is it? Among the top 1,000, how many from our school made the list? Wu Yang shook his head, looking crestfallen. Only 3. Only that Zhang Hai, who summoned the historic flood dragon, broke into the top 200. Liu Yifeng was about to leave, when he suddenly noticed a name pop up at the very bottom of the big screen. Nanyang High School, Jiang Ling. Wu Yang grinned. About to report, when he saw that name shoot up like a rocket, rising rapidly. In the blink of an eye, it surged to rank 500. Principal, look. Liu Yifeng had just turned his head, when Jiang Ling's name directly shot into the top 100. His points were increasing at a terrifying speed. In no time, it broke through the 2,000 mark. How is Jiang Ling's points growth rate so terrifying? The first reaction of the person in charge, Wu Yang, was that the data was wrong. Even Zhang Hai, with his epic raid talent, only had just over 1,000 points. He quickly adjusted various data, but the final result was always the same, no issues. Jiang Ling's points had already broken through the 3,000 mark, entering the top 10 of the alliance, and the momentum showed no sign of slowing down. Liu Yifeng immediately ordered, quickly pull up his video feed. He remembered that Jiang Ling was the older brother of that Zhang Hai, but he had clearly heard that he had only summoned an ordinary grade burrowing rat. No, Jiang Ling's name is now at the top, number 1. His points have broken through the 5,000 mark. Liu Yifeng, abandoning all pretense of dignity, immediately watched the live stream. In the live stream screen, Jiang Ling was leading the little Xuanwu, running along the stream deeper into the forest. Looking closely, both of their ranks had already broken through to bronze tier 4. Chuanbao, are you sure you sense a tier 6 demon beast deeper inside? The little Xuanwu nodded, its gaze utterly certain. Half an hour left. Today, let's go and see just how strong a tier 6 demon beast is. 10 minutes later, one man and one beast, in the bank of the stream, discovered a bronze tier 6 demon beast, the spineback bear. But what made it worse for him was that he wasn't the only one there. A 5-man squad, under the pressure of the spineback bear, was retreating step by step, cornered by the stream. One teammate's voice was hoarse. Sect leader Jiang, see, can we escape? What's there to fear? This beast is already spent. You all keep attacking. We'll wear it down to death. Jiang Hai grabbed a teammate and was about to throw him over. The man was pushed out and immediately pinned by the demon's claws. The bear, with 1,000 fury strike, ended his life. Jiang Hai felt no guilt at all. He reached out to grab another teammate to throw over. Hurry, you, go wear it down next. That man's eyes were bloodshot. Just before dying, he cursed directly, Jiang Hai, you bastard, murdering your classmates. Just wait until we get out and the principal holds you accountable. Held accountable? Have you forgotten who stands behind me? Lin Yading smiled faintly at his side. The spineback bear watched as another person was thrown at it, and activated its 1,000 fury strike, but its claw's speed slowed down. A ghostly blue water mist directly enveloped it. From within the mist came heart-wrenching howls. When the mist dispersed, The mighty and imposing Formback Bear was reduced to a pile of bones. Jiang Hai was instantly stunned, grabbing Lin Yading and turning to flee. Suddenly, he felt a mountain pressing down on his back, unable to move. "Good little brother, we meet again." The voice was sharp and urgent. Jiang Hai froze, turning his head in disbelief. Jiang Ling reached out and patted Jiang Hai's face. "What, now you won't even call me big brother?" Meanwhile, a ball of energy emerged from the Thornback Bear's corpse, sinking into little Xuan Wu's forehead. Xuan Bao directly broke through to bronze 5th rank. Beast die. Jiang Hai's eyes turned vicious, activating the Abyss Demon Sect Shadow Strangle skill. But before he could touch Jiang Ling, he was firmly blocked by Xuan Bao's Xuan Wu shield. Jiang Ling kicked Jiang Hai to the ground, stepping on his face. "Jiang Hai, did you and mom and dad ever think this day would come?" Jiang Hai's pupils suddenly contracted. At this moment, Jiang Lin seemed like a demon in his eyes. "Jiang Lin, this is the trial space. You can't kill me." "Of course I won't kill you. But today, I'm going to collect some interest in advance." Xuan Bao, trap this piece of trash. Xuan Bao, a stronger abyssal pressure locked onto the demonic beast, and the abyss demon beast fell straight from the sky. Jiang Lin pulled a small knife from his bosom, directly slicing open the demon beast's spirit armor skin, aiming at its reverse scale, cutting down with the blade, flesh and all. The abyss demon beast let out a painful roar. Then he aimed the knife at the demon beast's head, digging out the black lump along with the flesh. "No, Jiang Lin, you beast. Stop it." Jiang Hai's eyes turned bloodshot, writhing within the confined space. The first trial is over. Everyone automatically leaves the forest, arriving at the second trial scene. Meanwhile, in the monitoring room, Liu Yifeng gasped, "This kid is ruthless enough." The trial leaderboard finally settled. First place, Nanyang High School, Jiang Ling, 10,860 points, S rank. Second place, Su Xiao, only 2,600 points. Full 8,000 points behind the first. Nanyang City has produced the Alliance's first S rank. Before Liu Yifeng could recover, the monitoring room door was kicked open by City Lord Su Dinglin. "Principal Liu, what's going on with Jiang Lin? The Alliance headquarters is blowing up my phone." When Jiang Lin opened his eyes again, he and Xuan Bao arrived at a small room less than 100 meters in diameter, its walls forged from adamantine stone. The second trial is different from the first, no longer hunting beasts for points. Instead, it tests how long each student can survive under the attack of trial puppets. Points increase with survival time. The stone door of the room opened, and a trial puppet made of rock steel walked in. Name, Trial Puppet Rock, level, bronze 2nd rank. After the trial puppet entered, it bypassed Xuan Bao and charged straight at Jiang Ling. The trial puppet's priority target isn't the beast, but the beastmaster, Xuan Bao. Awkward, Xuan Bao used abyssal pressure to slow it down, then with Tang Xuan Wu, directly melted the trial puppet into a pool of molten iron. A new trial puppet, forged from flame stone, was 1 rank higher. It fired 3 flame projectiles in a row, but with Xuan Bao's Xuan Wu shield, Jiang Ling took no damage. 3 minutes later, the bronze 5th rank trial puppet was also slain. 2 new puppets appeared, Trial Puppet Wood and Trial Puppet, both at bronze 5th rank. It seems, bronze 5th rank is the puppet's highest level. From here on, it's just about numbers. Jiang Ling carefully kept his distance from the trial puppets. If he was hit, the trial would end. Meanwhile, in the monitoring room, City Lord Su Dinglin finally saw Jiang Ling's true prowess, no longer doubting his S rank rating. Now it's SS rank, and the Alliance leaderboard, Jiang Ling's score has already broken through the 20,000 point mark, becoming the first SS rank. How many years has it been since the Spark Alliance last saw an SS rank? 1,000 years, or 2,000? Even an S rank only appeared once 200 years ago. Inside the trial space, Jiang Ling has also passed the mechanism test. He has now survived over 9 minutes. All students across the Alliance have finished, leaving only him. But now, he can't hold on much longer either. Inside the room, continuously, the trial puppet of Bronze 5th Street suddenly changes. Its chest core spins wildly. Various attributes merge into each other, finally fusing into a 5-meter-tall, multicolored giant composite puppet. How can it still do this? The giant composite puppet's rank directly soars to silver grade. No matter how strong the chosen treasure is, it can't skip that many levels. In the end, the two still regretfully exit. Survival time stops at 10 minutes. In the monitoring room, everyone is dead silent. Jiang Lin's final score settles at 32,867, breaking through the 30,000 point mark. His name is finally marked as SSS rank. SSS rank. Su Tinglin is stunned. An SSS rank rating he has never heard of it before, nor has the entire Spark Alliance seen 30,000 points in thousands of years. To break through this threshold, the summoned initial beast must at least be of legendary grade. Legendary grade. Su Tinglan suddenly recalls 2 days ago, the powerful fluctuation that occurred in Nanyang City. At the same time, he descends. After taking Chu and Bao and leaving the trial space, they return to the entrance of the novice trial, but just as he arrives, a heart-wrenching roar sounds from behind. Jiang Lin, I want you dead. Jiang Hai's eyes are bloodshot, as if he wants to kill Jiang Lin immediately. After the Abyss Demon Reef was injured, he couldn't even last 3 seconds in the second stage. His score, by a single point, drops to 1001st on the Alliance ranking, completely losing his qualification to apply to Spark University. He pulls out a dagger and charges straight at Jiang Ling. Jiang Ling sneers, lightly flicks it, and sends the dagger flying. My dear little brother, you're not up to it. Too useless. Jiang Hai falls to the ground and tries to charge again, but dozens of staff members suddenly appear and block Jiang Hai, restraining him. The staff look at Jiang Lin. Jiang Lin, the principal wants you in the monitoring room. Now, inside the Nanyang Middle School monitoring room, Principal Liu Yifeng introduces, Jiang Lin, this is Nanyang City Lord Su Tinglan, and this is the Chief Inspector sent by the Military District, Lord Zhu Zian. Zhu Zian, Jiang Lin's pupil sharply contract. This man is not only a divine sacred beast tamer, but also the one who won first place in the World Challenge against the Sub-Dragon race 10 years ago. I haven't congratulated you yet. Congratulations on achieving the best score in the entire Alliance. SS rank rating, total points over 30,000. Jiang Lin is slightly surprised. This result far exceeds his expectations. Zhu Zian pats him on the shoulder, and his expression suddenly turns serious. Where did this legendary grade initial beast come from? As soon as the words fall, the entire space freezes for an instant. Su Tinglan, upon hearing the words legendary grade, has her pupils sharply contract. This never-before-seen turtle snake beast is actually legendary grade. A legendary grade initial beast means it was born legendary, not evolved through later means. Jiang Lin looks at Zhu Zian, the chief inspector, his gaze calm. The divine sacred aura does not unsettle him. Ever since Chu and Bao successfully fused, he had already prepared to be discovered. Chu and Bao was something I saw while picking vegetables on Sheep Mountain in the southern outskirts of Nanyang City. At the time, he was lying unconscious by a small stream, with spatial fluctuations around him. Spatial fluctuations? Could it be a secondary world rift? The name instantly leaps into Zhu Zian's mind. There are 2 types of rifts in this world. A world rift connects to a vast, complete world. The rules are very comprehensive. For example, the Sub-Dragon world, and the Inner Membrane world, which will go to war this year. And most of these other worlds are hostile to humanity, always scheming to annex the Alliance. Thus, the Alliance deploys its top combat power to move all 36 world rifts to the border battlefield, beyond the Great Wall that protects the nation. Meanwhile, the secondary world rifts connect to those incomplete secret realms. High-level, high-quality secret realms can even serve as bargaining chips in world challenges. Hearing Jiang Ling's explanation, Zhu Zian's first reaction was, a legendary quality secondary world rift has appeared. This level of secondary world rift can already be considered strategic resources. Seeing Zhu Zian's expression, Jiang Ling continued to explain, but the spatial fluctuation appeared for just a few seconds before vanishing. I saw no danger, so I ran over and picked up Chu and Bao. She patted Chu and Bao, and Chu and Bao acted very affectionately. Hearing this, Zhu Zian's eyes dimmed. He immediately guessed that Jiang Lin was lying. But lying was fine. He hadn't expected to get an answer anyway. Jiang Lin, you're very clever. I won't beat around the bush either. Zhu Zian's expression turned serious. Jiang Lin, you should know that this year's Alliance Challenge opponent is the Wary Assistant world. The Wary Assistant world is formidable, especially skilled in mental attacks. The Alliance's win rate against them is extremely low. The Alliance has already lost 9 consecutive times. If we lose again this year, it'll be 10 straight losses. Do you know what 10 straight losses mean? It means the Alliance must cede territory. Cede territory. Jiang Ling took a deep breath. The city's population is at least 5 million. The best outcome is a quick death. Otherwise those beasts will do anything. Jiang Lin's pupils suddenly contracted. The inner membrane's greatest advantage is mental attacks, and we must find items that can counteract mental attacks. Zhu Zian pointed to a spot on the map, a small light near the Great Wall that protects the nation. The Calming Heart horizontal steel produced by this secondary world rift can counteract charm-type mental attacks. If we can obtain high-quality Calming Heart horizontal steel, we can forge Calming Heart helmets and turn the Alliance's disadvantage around. I need you to enter and find the core of this rift, so that this secondary world rift belongs to the Alliance. Hearing this, Jiang Ling finally understood Zhu Zian's purpose. But I'm only at Bruns 5 Street. Going in is no different from working to my death. Zhu Zian shook his head. This rift is very special. Only those below Bruns 5 Street can enter. They're very suitable. And I'll also arrange 2 teammates to complete this mission with you. Jiang Ling, you're the only SSS rank. Only you can do this. After speaking, Zhu Zian actually gave a military salute directly. As long as you agree, Whether you succeed in the end or not, the military will promise you a special, attribute epic pre-order. As a reward, Jiang Ling rubbed his chin. But I don't really need a pre-order. Can Chief Instructor Zhu get me these things? He wrote down the materials needed to purify Xu and Bao. Yin Case, 10,000 Year Hollow Heart, North Sea Holy Water, North Star Sand. Zhu Zian frowned slightly. Among these, I've only seen North Star Sand. It's a legendary material. There's a bottle in the Alliance's treasury. If you need it, I can apply for it, as part of this reward. Deal. Zhu Zian's eyes lit up. There's no time to waste. We'll set off now. I guarantee to send you back before the assessment. Zhu Zian grabbed Jiang Ling's arm and headed straight out of the monitoring room. Zhu Zian waved his hand, summoning a majestic fly. The fly hovered in the air, its sky-covering wings stirring up a gale. Jiang Ling felt a tightness around his waist, and the next second, he was directly carried onto the fly's back. Name, Iron Forest Fly, Quality, Immortal, Rank, King Tam, Immortal Quality. Jiang Ling's heart trembled with shock. No wonder he's the renowned Chief Instructor Zhu. Meanwhile, at the Lin family compound in Nanyang City, you must save Jiang Hai. Lin Yading supported Jiang Hai as they knelt on the living room floor. Lin Yading's father, Lin Juerjin, sat on a chair, a contemptuous smile on his face. Tingert, your wings have grown stiff. But that's useless against your father. Lin Yading pulled a small knife from her bosom and pressed it against her own throat. Father, if you won't save him, I'll die right before your eyes. Lin Juerjin coldly glanced at Jiang Hai and snorted, HMPH. I wouldn't even blink if my own daughter died, let alone for a worthless waste like you. Jiang Hai suddenly snatched the knife and pressed it against his own throat. I'm making a deal with the Lin family head. What deal? I'll trade my death for the Lin family head's intervention. Your death isn't worth a thing. Why should I, for your sake, provoke a rising star of the Alliance? Because I know a secret about Jiang Lin. That turtle of his has an unknown origin, and it's definitely an immortal grade. Lin Yuejin frowned. An immortal grade is indeed tempting, but the risk is also great. Jiang Hai raised the knife to his throat. With a hardened heart, he slashed the blade toward his neck. But it was deflected. Lin Juejin's laughter echoed through the entire living room. A ginger cat on his leg slowly retracted its claws. Not bad. This secret intrigues me greatly. As for Jiang Lin, that little brat a genius who hasn't even grown yet. Killing him is no big deal. Jiang Hai lowered his head with a cold smirk, murderous intent seeping from his eyes. Brother, you're dead this time. On the other side, the iron forest fly sped along at great speed. Before line, within sight, a vast, desolate plain stretched endlessly before them. Zhu Zian said, this is a battlefield. You're not suited to stay here. I'll take you directly to the subworld rift. An hour later, the iron forest fly arrived at the entrance of the subworld rift, landing on the military base square. Jiang Ling noticed that besides soldiers around the square, there were also two young people. Zhu Zian waved them over. This is Su Xiao, from North Ice City, second place in the Alliance-wide trial. And this is Lei Yan, from the capital, third place in the Alliance-wide trial. Su Xiao chuckled lightly, her sharp eyes fixed on Jiang Ling. Chief Instructor, no need for introductions. We've heard of him. Jiang Ling of Nanyang City, 30,000 points in the trial, the first SSS rank in the entire alliance. Jiang Lin was also observing the two before him. On Su Xiao's shoulder lay a small ice blue cat, ice-breaking spirit cat, immortal grade aptitude, another immortal grade. No wonder they the alliance's second and third. Lei Yan cast a sidelong glance at Jiang Ling, his eyes revealing a hint of disdain and doubt. A poor kid crawling out of some backwater. What right does he have to surpass me? Jiang Ling took it all in, unfazed. Zhu Zian led them to a blue palace, crafted from space crystals. At the center of the palace, a 10-meter-tall subworld rift flickered incessantly. This palace, built from space crystals, is specially designed to stabilize the subworld rift, preventing it from escaping. Once you find the subworld core, this rift will come under the Alliance's control. The three nodded and were about to enter, but Zhu Zian stopped them. Wait, this rift has a unique environment, and its difficulty is extremely high. Before you, 8 teams have already failed. You are the last team. If you fail again, the Alliance will have no choice but to abandon this rift and prepare to cede territory. Zhu Zian let out a soft sigh. But don't put too much pressure on yourselves. Do everything within your means. Even if you fail, don't blame yourselves. He clasped his hands behind his back and looked around, his expression stern. Above all, prioritize your own lives. If it really doesn't work, you must retreat. After speaking, Zhu Zian waved his hand and produced 3 badges, handing them to the 3. These can save your lives at a critical moment. I wish you a triumphant return here. Under everyone's watchful eyes, the 3 of them stepped into the dimensional rift, their figures vanishing in the center of the main hall. This is the 9th batch this year, isn't it? Can they really succeed? The person in charge sidled up to Zhu Zian. Zhu Zian stared at the glowing dots on the map, and only spoke after a long while. This time, we must succeed. The Inner Demon clan has grown suspicious. They won't give us another chance. The person in charge looked at the moving dots on the map, shook his head, and said the best result from the first 8 attempts was only penetrating 60% of the distance. Can they really do it? Zhu Xin furrowed his brow tightly. The difficulty of this secret realm doesn't just come from the level restrictions, but also because it's a water-based secret realm. Once inside, it's an endless ocean, extremely unfriendly to humans. Let's hope for a miracle this time. Inside the dimensional rift, the three had just stepped out of the rift when a massive sense of weightlessness instantly sent them plummeting. A full 100 meters down, below lay an endless sea. Jiang Lin gave a meaningful glance to Xuan Bao in his arms. A deep blue water ripple instantly enveloped him, and he landed steadily on the sea surface. The Xuan Wu domain of the floating island lifted them up, allowing them to walk on water. Su Xiaoxiao's ice-breaking forest cat directly froze a small patch of water beneath her into ice. Only Lei Yang had nothing. With a splash, he fell into the sea, struggling endlessly. Save me. I can't swim. Curval Jiang Lin had Xuan Bao use the Xuan Wu domain to pull him up. Lei Yang pouted, his pride wounded. Poor kid, don't think I'll thank you just because you saved me. I still don't believe that a poor kid like you can get an SSS rank. Su Xiaoxia couldn't hold back. First, if he hadn't saved you, you'd have drowned by now. Is this how you repay kindness? Lei Yan's face flushed red. He turned to look at Jiang Lin, clenched his fists, gathered his courage, and bent his back. Thank you, Jiang Lin. I'm not someone who forgets kindness. Jiang Lin looked at Lei Yang and couldn't help but laugh. Really? The young master from the capital has a strong pride, and he's so stubborn. But this kid doesn't seem that bad. Let's hurry up and set out. The sea stretched endlessly. The only thing visible was a small island in the distance. The three headed toward the island, but before they could take many steps, a giant wave, 10 meters high, suddenly appeared. The three were instantly swept up and sank to the seabed. Luckily, Xuan Bao's shield protected them, or they would have drowned. Soon they encountered the first wave of demon beasts. Trianlon bloodthirsty fish. Name, bloodthirsty fish. Grade, excellent, bronze tier 3. Jiang Lin was about to act, but Lei Yang reached out to stop him. Though I'm grateful you saved me just now, leave this kind of demon beast to me, young master. Otherwise, they might eat you. Su Xiaoxia was about to retort, but Jiang Lin stopped her. Alright, young master, but Xuan Bao only has one shield. Are you planning to go with your fat bear together? Lei Yang froze on the spot, silent for a full 3 minutes. I believe you have SSS rank strength, but only 30%. Can you give fat bear a shield too? Jiang Lin was amused by him. Xuan Bao, he said, shaking their little heads, and had them use the Xuan Wu domain to shield Lei Yu's fat bear. Lei Yu's fat bear used Thunderclap Claw, and with 3 swipes, killed all the bloodthirsty fish. How about that, poor kid? My fat bear is impressive, right? From now on, just hide behind me, I'll protect you. No matter what demon beasts come next. Lei Yang blocked them all. After 3 consecutive waves of demon beasts, it was over. Jiang Lin and Su Xiaoxiao hadn't lifted a finger the entire time. After they had covered 60% of the distance, they once again faced 5 bronze rank 5 beasts. Name, Deep Sea Giant Octopus. Rank, Rare, bronze rank 5. Lei Yang finally stopped trying to act tough. His Thunder Jade Bear was only bronze rank 4. If it were just one bronze rank 5 Deep Sea Giant Octopus, that would be manageable, but there were 5 right in front of them. He turned to look at Su Xiaoxiao, cleared his throat lightly, and said, Su Xiaoxiao, my fat bear is a bit tired. Can you help me share the load? Lei Yang then looked at Jiang Lin, opened his mouth but couldn't bring himself to speak. After all, he had boasted earlier, telling Jiang Lin to stay behind him the whole time. Seeing Lei Yang's face flush red with embarrassment, Jiang Lin couldn't help but laugh and cry. I'll handle 3 of them. You two split the rest. Jiang Lin rolled up his sleeves and stepped forward with Xuan Bao, but after just 2 steps, Lei Yang reached out and stopped him. Don't be reckless, poor kid. You'd better stay behind this young master. Lei Yang, you're going too far. Su Xiaoxiao couldn't stand it anymore. Lei Yang, aren't you just some rich brat from the capital? You got lucky and summoned an immortal beast. Jiang Lin, don't indulge him. I'd Su Xiaoxiao believe in you. With that, Su Xiaoxiao rolled up her sleeves, ready to fight Lei Yang. Jiang Lin was stunned. Su Xiaoxiao's personality was way too straightforward. He quickly stopped Su Xiaoxiao, who was about to throw a punch. Su Xiaoxiao, don't stoop to his level. We're running out of time. Let's clear this stage first. Su Xiaoxiao looked unconvinced, snorted, and withdrew her fist. Fine, I'll listen to you. I won't bother with him. Jiang Lin, I'll go take care of one first. If you really can't hold on, just hang in there a bit. I'll come help you once I'm done. With that, Su Xiaoxiao stepped on her spirit cat and headed toward the beast horde. Her ice spirit cat used its frost shadow technique, peering above one of the deep sea giant octopuses. With a single claw strike from both paws, it tore into 2 beasts, sending them into chaos. Lei Yang had just recovered from his fear. He had genuinely been afraid Su Xianxia would hit him. Though Su Xianxia wasn't big, she had trained in martial arts since childhood. He feared Su Yanxian, who was a famous martial arts master across the entire alliance. If Su Xianxia really wanted to fight him, Lei Yang feared he'd be on his knees surrendering in less than 2 moves. But after Su Xianxia's outburst, Lei Yang didn't dare say anything more. "Poor kid, your turtle shell is so thick. Make sure you hold on. This young master will come help you once I'm done. Fat bear, let's go." Upon hearing the command, the Thunder Jade Bear charged swiftly toward the deep-sea giant octopus. It stopped less than 5 meters away, bent its hind legs, and leaped high into the air. Like a meteor, the Thunder Jade Bear crashed down onto the deep-sea giant octopus, slamming it straight into the sea. Jiang Ling gently patted Chu and Bao's little head, whispering softly, "Chu and Bao, go and control the remaining 3 deep-sea giant octopuses. Don't let them interfere with the fight." Hearing the command, Chu and Bao stomped its broad front limb heavily on the sea surface. Abyssal pressure activated. Not far away, the 3 deep-sea giant octopuses that were about to attack froze, their entire bodies locked in place. Jiang Ling looked shocked. How did Chu and Bao's abyssal pressure suddenly become so strong? He quickly glanced at Chu and Bao, and noticed that around Chu and Bao, there were wisps of blue water vapor swirling. In an instant, he understood. "Chu and Bao, did you receive some attribute boost?" The next second, Chu and Bao opened its 2 small mouths, spraying out a cloud of deep blue mist. The mist spread, quickly enveloping one of the deep-sea giant octopuses. After a heart-wrenching roar, the deep-sea giant octopus was corroded into a pile of powder, falling into the sea. A ball of energy light rose from the powder, sinking into Chu and Bao's body. This sudden commotion immediately caught the attention of the two. Su Xianxia laughed joyfully. "Jiang Lin, you're amazing. I knew you could do it." On the other side, Lei Yang wasn't so happy. His expression looked as if he had swallowed a fly utterly foul. He never expected that this poor kid would actually be this formidable. "So everything I said just now has become nothing but a joke. I've lost face completely." Lei Yang's face burned with shame at the thought. Jiang Lin had no time to bother with the stubborn brat now. He continued issuing orders to Xu and Bao. Attack the second deep-sea giant octopus. The deep-sea giant octopus, of course, wouldn't just sit there and take it. It lashed out with its long tentacles. Tentacle thrust, but all were blocked by Xu and Bao's Xu and Wu shield. In less than a minute, the remaining 2 deep-sea giant octopuses were corroded into powder by Taiying Xu and Wu. They scattered into the sea. 2 light orbs emerged from the powder. They sank into Xu and Bao's head. Xu and Bao's level directly rose to bronze 6. Meanwhile, the battles on the other side had also ended. After the light orbs entered, Lei Yu Storm Bear and Binkuo, Ling Cat also advanced to bronze 5. Jiang Lin crouched down and stroked Xu and Bao's chin. "Xu and Bao, you're amazing." Jiang Lin and Xu and Bao shared a moment of closeness. Then he stood up. He looked at Lei Yang with a teasing smile. "Brother Lei, the beasts here are cleared. Let's keep heading inward." Lei Yang shuddered all over. He hesitated and stammered, unable to get a word out. Brother Jiang, how about you take the lead?" "What did you call me?" Lei Yang's face instantly flushed red. Brother Jiang." Jiang Lin watched Lei Yang's awkward demeanor, and couldn't help but burst out laughing. Su Xianxia also laughed. "Lei Yang, didn't you not believe in Jiang Lin's SSS level strength before? Do you believe now?" "Su Xianxia, don't bring that up again." Jiang Lin saw the two about to start fighting again and quickly interrupted. All right, stop it. Let's hurry and find the subworld core." Lei Yang and Su Xianxia fell silent instantly. By now, they had begun to instinctively obey Jiang Lin's words. The 3 stepped across the sea surface, heading toward the island. Meanwhile, inside the space palace, Zhu Ziyan wore a serious expression as he stared at the 3 blinking light dots on the blue screen. The dots had been motionless in that spot for a long time. From Zhu Ziyan's clenched fists, one could tell his heart was far from calm. Just then, the 3 light dots flickered slightly. Then they continued moving toward the island. Zhu Ziyan's pupils suddenly contracted. His heartbeat quickened. Beside him, the palace manager couldn't help but exclaim, "My God, they actually passed 60% of the challenge." That was 5 bronze 5 deep-sea giant octopuses, and they succeeded. Everyone curry. Record the fluctuations of the remaining path at all times. The manager quickly returned to the control console. The entire space palace plunged back into a flurry of activity. Zhu Ziyan clenched his fists, his eyes fixed on the 3 moving light dots on the screen. A name flashed in his mind, Jiang Lin. "You must succeed." On the other side, Jiang Lin still made Lei Yang work in front to take the lead. He wasn't about to be the one to take the first hit, and Lei Yang's attitude toward him had done a complete 180-degree turn. Soon, Lei Yang commanded Lei Yu Storm Bear to kill the bronze 6 beasts blocking their path, and their distance from the island was now less than a kilometer. "Brother Jiang, how was that?" Lei Yang wore a look that begged for praise. Jiang Lin chuckled. He gave him a thumbs up. Very impressive. Lei Yang scratched the back of his head, a little shy. The three didn't stop, they continued moving toward the island, and thanks to Xuanwu's protection, even some beasts lurking underwater, ready to ambush them, all failed. Soon they arrived at a spot less than 500 meters from the island. The seawater here was no longer as deep. Jiang Ling could finally see the island's true appearance. The island wasn't small at all. It looked about 2 kilometers in diameter. The barren little island didn't even have a single tree, but the entire island was made of a water blue iron ore. The moment Gun Lin's gaze fell on it, information about the iron ore surfaced in his mind. Name, Karkarming horizontal steel mine. Quality, common, immortal. Description, high malleability, lightweight, and effective against charm mental attacks. Around the island, dense clusters of reefs were scattered, each reef about 4 to 5 meters in size, and the entire island was covered by a thin layer of energy light, which convinced them the subworld core was here. They were about to approach the island when suddenly ripples spread across the entire sea surface. The next moment, the dense reefs outside the island actually began to move. Pairs of blood-red eyes appeared on the reefs. Jiang Lin immediately reached out to stop them. No, these reefs are all demon beasts. The reef slowly rose from the water, revealing a group of giant crocodiles, each 2 to 3 meters long. The entire sea surface was packed with crocodiles. A rough estimate put them at least 30. And that wasn't all. Behind the entire crocodile swarm was one even larger, with a clearly stronger aura. The leader first looked at the crocodile swarm, analyzing their information. Name, Blood-Hitting Croc Fiend. Grade, Epic. Level, Bronze 6. Skills, Crack Tail Sweep. Cold-Blooded Bite. Then he fixed his gaze on the crocodile leader, and its information appeared in his sight. Name, Blood-Hitting Croc King. Grade, Immortal. Level, Bronze 8. Skills, Jaw Snap Bite. Cold-Blooded Chill Strike. Immortal Grade, Bronze 8. Jiang Lin's pupils suddenly contracted. This was the first time he'd fought an immortal grade demon beast. Lei Yan and Su Xiaoxiao clearly also sensed the blood-hidden Croc King's ferocity. Their expressions turned grim. Lei Yan and Su Xiaoxiao retreated to Jiang Lin's side. Brother Jiang, that big crocodile's aura, why does it feel so much like fatty bears? Jiang Lin nodded. You guessed right. It's the same immortal grade as the Thunder Jade Leopard Bear, and it's a Bronze 8 immortal beast, full 3 levels higher than the Thunder Jade Leopard Bear. Lei Yang couldn't help swallowing. Brother Jiang, can you take it? Su Xiaoxiao also looked over. Relying on the two of them, defeating the blood-hitting Croc King was impossible. Now all hope rested on Jiang Lin. But Jiang Lin himself wasn't sure. Although Xu and Bao had managed to leap 2 levels to win against the Saint Spirit before, that was against a rare grade beast. The blood-hitting Croc King was different. It was a full 2 grades higher than the rare grade Spike-back Bear. Xu and Bao, only Bronze 6, wasn't guaranteed to defeat a Bronze 8 blood-hitting Croc King. Jiang Lin clicked his tongue. I'll give it a try. But can you handle the other blood-hitting Croc Fiends? That's a full 30 of them. Su Xiaoxiao cut off Lei Yang's words, her expression serious. Xiao Bing and I will do our best to keep them from disturbing you. Lei Yang quickly agreed. Me and Fatty Bear too. Then let's move. Jiang Lin's eyes flickered with resolve. He charged straight at the blood-hitting Croc Fiends with Chu and Bao, heading directly for the blood-hitting Croc King. Chu and Bao used Taiying Chuanwu. Chu and Bao leaped in front of the blood-hitting Croc King, its Chuanwu shield blocking the tail sweep, then spat a cloud of deep blue mist from its 2 small mouths, engulfing the blood-hitting Croc King. After using Taiying Chuanwu, Chu and Bao immediately retreated to Jiang Lin's side. Jiang Lin frowned deeply. Soon the mist dispersed, revealing the blood-hitting Croc King's form. It was still alive. Aside from a few small holes corroded into its tail, the blood-hitting Croc King had suffered no fatal damage, as expected of an immortal grade beast. Truly a tough nut to crack. Jiang Lin gave a bitter laugh. Jiang Ling let out a bitter laugh. He quickly stepped Xu and Bao, who was about to charge forward again. Xu and Bao lifted her little head. She looked at her master with confusion. Master, why won't you let Xu and Bao go? Xu and Bao can beat him. Jiang Ling stared intently at the bloodthirsty evil king, guarding against a sudden sneak attack. Then he crouched down, his mouth close to Xu and Bao's ear. Xu and Bao, you only have one attack still, Taiying Chuanwu, and it's useless against the bloodthirsty evil king. You can't go up again. Xu and Bao let out an aura, and was about to argue when Jiang Ling cut her off. Xu and Bao, don't rush. Since there are so many bloodthirsty evil minions here, we can use them to level up first, then deal with the bloodthirsty evil king. Xu and Bao's eyes lit up, and she gazed at Jiang Ling with admiration. Su Xiaoxiao, Lei Yang, pulled off the bloodthirsty evil king for a while, and taking Xu and Bao to level up. Lei Yang and the other stopped in their tracks, and instantly appeared beside Jiang Ling. Brother Jiang, go ahead. Although Fatty Bear can't beat this stinky crocodile, he can stall for a bit. Su Xiaoxiao said nothing, but directed the ice-breaking spirit cat to block the bloodthirsty evil king. Jiang Ling nodded. turned around and charged with Xuanbao into the horde of bloodthirsty evil minions. Xuanbao, also at bronze level 6, was practically a god among the bloodthirsty evil minions. The abyssal pressure effect activated, freezing all bloodthirsty evil minions within the skill's range. Then Xuanbao opened her two small mouths, and the Taiying Xuan mist she spewed out directly corroded the bloodthirsty evil minions into piles of bones. Beams of energy light sank into Xuanbao's head. After defeating 5 bloodthirsty evil minions, Xuanbao finally broke through to bronze level 7. Moreover, the aura around Xuanbao had grown significantly stronger. This group of bloodthirsty evil minions was practically a natural experience pool. But just then, a massive wave suddenly rose from the entire sea surface, rushing toward Xuanbao. Jiangling shouted a warning, his face full of anxiety. Yet Xuanbao acted as if she hadn't heard, and charged straight into the wave. In the blink of an eye, Xuanbao was swallowed by the wave. Jiangling panicked, and was about to rush over immediately. Xianxia struggled to hold Jiangling back, and quickly explained, Xuanbao, is this an elemental resonance? Elemental resonance. Jiangling gradually calmed down, because he saw that after swallowing Xuanbao, the massive wave had actually formed a water-sphere. Elemental resonance. What is that? He had no memory of anything like this. Seeing him calm down, Xianxia quietly breathed a sigh of relief. She turned to look at the water sphere wrapped in the wave, her eyes full of envy. Elemental resonance means that a beast, in a special environment, can achieve a deep-level communication with the surroundings, directly doubling attack damage. Doubling damage. Jiangling's pupils contracted sharply. Elemental resonance is that powerful. Xiaoxiao's eyes were filled with envy. Jiangling continued to explain, and only beasts with immortal grade talent or above have a very small chance of triggering it. Each time it's triggered, an elemental mark is left inside the body, which can increase the chance of the beast triggering elemental resonance next time. Xuanbao is of the water attribute, right? Jiangling nodded. That explains it. Many people, even at diamond or king level, have never triggered elemental resonance even once. Xuanbao triggered it at bronze level. Jianglin, how about selling Xuanbao to me? I'll introduce my sister to you, okay? Jiangling's eyes widened, and he stared at Xianxia in disbelief. How is this little girl's brain wired so strangely? She's actually planning to sell her sister. But, is her sister pretty? Just then, the wave water sphere began to slowly shrink, then dispersed, revealing Xuanbao inside. Jiangling saw Xuanbao, and around her, there were actually streaks of water, like water snakes, coiling around her body. Her aura was also much higher than before. Brother Jiang, are you ready? I can't hold on much longer. Suddenly, Lei Yang's roar came from behind. Jiangling quickly led Xuanbao back to the Blood Evil King. In the battlefield, Lei Yu, Violent Bear, and Ice-Breaking Forest Cat, under the Blood Evil King's bites, had already suffered many injuries. Jianglin, have Lei Yang and Xianxia summon the Jade Beasts back. Xuanbao, are you ready? Xuanbao's eyes blazed with excitement. She could no longer hold back from testing her current strength. Dud, Xuanbao, go. This time, melt that stinking crocodile straight down to its bones. Upon hearing the command, Xuanbao charged straight at the Blood Evil King's front leg. With one stump, the abyssal sea's pressure instantly triggered, suppressing the enemy's speed. The Blood Evil King, seeing Xuanbao rushing in, unleashed a freeze rock bite, its massive teeth tearing with all its might. But, it couldn't even break through the water barrier of Xuanwu's healing, and Xuanbao seized the opportunity, spitting out a ring of azure water mist, enveloping the Blood Evil King. From within the mist, came the Blood Evil King's heart-wrenching roar. When the mist cleared, only a pile of crocodile bones remained on the sea surface. One move. Xuanbao had used only one move again, and annihilated the Bronze 8 Precepts Immortal and the Blood Evil King. Lei Yan gasped sharply, his pupils contracting violently. A thought suddenly burst into his mind. Could Brother Jiang's Xuanbao be a legendary beast? He watched Jianglin stroke Xuanbao's chin, wanting to ask but not daring to. The water serpents coiled around Xuanbao, all dissipated after the battle ended. The elemental resonance effect faded. The surrounding Blood Evil monsters, after the Blood Evil King's death, fled in all directions, diving into the sea to escape. Jianglin looked at the island right before him, smiling with relief. Let's go. We're heading onto the island. After arriving on the island, Jianglin knocked on the heart-steady steel that lay everywhere. It was very sturdy. This must be the heart-steady steel the chief instructor emphasized so much. Lei Yang picked up a piece of broken heart-steady steel and held it in his hand. That's right. Let's quickly find where the subworld core is. Jianglin led Xuanbao deeper into the island. Aside from the heart-steady steel covering the ground, there was nothing else on the island. Jianglin brought Xuanbao to the island's center, where a huge mine shaft lay. Through the shaft, they could dig out high-quality heart-steady steel from within. He bent down to look inside, and sure enough, saw a glittering blue crystal. The energy light surrounding the entire island was emitted by this crystal. Lei Yang and Xianxia crowded over, staring at the blue crystal in the shaft, eager to try. Let's grab the core and get out of here quickly. Jiang Lin nodded, about to jump down, but Lei Yang reached out to stop him. Brother Jiang, let me handle this small matter. Just wait up here. With that, Lei Yang jumped straight down. Jiang Lin smiled and didn't stop him. Having someone help him work, he was more than happy about it. Soon after, Lei Yang climbed back up with a blue spiritual crystal, handing it to Jiang Lin. He looked at the subworld core in his hand, about to check its information, when suddenly, the blue crystal blazed with light, instantly enveloping the three of them. Before Jiang Lin could react, a distant voice echoed in his ear. The secret realm trial has ended. Beginning settlement. Final evaluation. Jiang Lin SSS rank. Lei Yang S rank. Xianxia S rank. Then, another beam of light descended from the sky. Rewards are being distributed. The three were shrouded in a dazzling golden pillar of light. 3 items slowly materialized before Jiang Lin. A mechanical voice sounded in his ear. Obtained, Holy Water Blessing Necklace Legendary. Obtained, Life Spring Water Recipe Legendary. Obtained Energy Fruit Legendary Set. And before Lei Yang and Xianxia, 2 items also appeared. Obtained Charm Helmet Epic Grade. Obtained Energy Fruit Epic Grade. Jiang Ling reached into the light pillar and took out 3 items. He focused his gaze on that aqua blue necklace. Name, Holy Water Azure Glaze Necklace Legendary Set. Effect, Legendary Grade Pet Equipment. Increases water element skill damage by 50%. Seeing the description of the Holy Water Azure Glaze Necklace, Jiang Ling's breathing quickened. Increases water element skill damage by 50%. That mysterious treasure's strength was already enough to directly overpower opponents. It could greatly reduce spirit jades needed. Now, it could even leap 1 rank, defeating undying tier demonic beasts. With this Holy Water Azure Glaze Necklace, leaping 2 ranks in the future would be an easy feat. Is expected of an SSS rated reward, and is expected of a secret technique that could give even the head instructor a headache. The rewards were truly generous. As for the remaining 2 items, just hearing their names made their purpose clear. The other item was a fruit that looked just like a peach. Name, Energy Fruit Legendary Set. Effect, for those below silver rank, it can raise their level by 2 tiers. The effect was formidable, directly boosting 2 levels. If the current 7th tier mysterious treasure ate it, its level would jump straight to 9th tier. As for the epic grade energy fruits that Lei Yang and the others obtained, they were somewhat weaker, only raising 1 tier. Jiang Ling held the energy fruit and turned to look at Xuanbao, only to see Xuanbao's gaze fixed intently on the energy fruit. Drool already dripping, and couldn't help but laugh out loud. He waved the energy fruit in front of Xuanbao. Xuanbao, do you want to eat this energy fruit? Yes, yes, yes. Master, let Xuanbao have a taste. Xuanbao. 2 little heads swayed as Jiang Ling's hand moved. Their eyes locked onto the energy fruit. Jiang Ling teased them for a while, laughing heartily at Xuanbao's comical expression. This was the first time he had seen Xuanbao so desperate for an item. Alright, I'll stop teasing you. Jiang Ling reached out and patted Xuanbao's head, then broke the energy fruit in half. He handed 1 piece to the little turtle's mouth, and the other to the black snake's mouth. Eat up, your drool's already dripping. Xuanbao grinned darkly, and after swallowing the energy fruit, its level shot up like a roller coaster, breaking through 2 ranks, finally settling at Bronze 9th Street. Meanwhile, Jiang Ling's level also reached Bronze 9th Street. After 1 trip through the adverse realm, mysterious treasure had directly broken through 4 levels. Now, it was only 1 Bronze 10th Street away from the white cloud set. Jiang Lin laughed excitedly. He took out that holy water azure glaze necklace and put it around Xuanbao's neck. Xuanbao's aura instantly grew even stronger. He reached out and stroked the little black snake's head. Bear with it for now, little one. Next time I find a necklace, I'll definitely give it to you. The little black snake flicked its tongue, its small head rubbing gently against Jiang Ling's palm. As for the life spring formula, Jiang Ling already had a plan in mind. The remaining 200,000 spirit jades from selling the jade pendant earlier would all be used to fuse with Xuanbao. Previously penniless, he had been worrying about how to earn spirit jades. Now, with the life spring formula, he could try to craft life spring and then sell it. In his memory, things like life spring cultivation potions, which only creators could make, were priced terrifyingly high, so a legendary grade life spring should fetch a good price too, right? Meanwhile, Lei Yang and Xiao had also divided their rewards. Lei Yu's Storm Bear and Ice Break Spirit Cat ate the epic energy fruits, and their levels also rose to Bronze 6 rank. As for the other reward, the Charm Helmet Epic, like the Holy Water Azure Glaze Necklace, it was also for pet equipment. Name, Charm Helmet Epic Effect. When worn by a pet, under the red rank, it can effectively resist Epic Ray, Pet Charm type mental attacks. Jiang Ling seriously doubted. This enchanting helmet was forged from the heart-calming steel, and Chief Instructor Zhu Zian said, the helmet he intended to forge is most likely this one. Seeing the two had sorted their rewards, Jiang Lin worked over. The mission is over. Let's head back now. Su Xianxia nodded. Jiang Lin raised the subworld court about to teleport, when suddenly Lei Yang interrupted. Brother Jiang. Jiang Lin looked at Lei Yang in confusion. Lei Yang hesitated for a long while, his face flushed red. Brother Jiang, if you ever come to the capital, you must find me. Lei Yang, did a donkey kick your brain? Brother Jiang is going to Starfire University later too. Won't you see him then? What, does the young master of the Lei family want to take the exam? Lei Yang was instantly rendered speechless. He awkwardly scratched the back of his head. Then, Brother Jiang, see you at Starfire University. Jiang Lin was truly amused by this kid Lei Yang. He nodded. Alright, Starfire University, see you there. The subworld core activated, a flash of golden light passed, and the three figures vanished from the small island in an instant. Meanwhile, inside the space palace, Zhu Xin stood with his hands behind his back before the blue light screen. And the screen, the three dots representing their descent, had been still for a long time. And the distance from the dots to the core position was just the last tiny bit. Chief Instructor, it's been so long already. They still haven't moved. Could they have failed? The palace supervisor hesitated, wanting to say more. Can those three kids really succeed? Zhu Xin remained unmoved, staring fixedly at the three dots on the screen. Jiang Lin, I believe you will surely succeed. Seeing Zhu Xian's expression, the palace supervisor sighed softly. I hope they can succeed. Suddenly, the three dots on the screen, which had been still for so long, moved. In the blink of an eye, the dots instantly arrived around the subworld core. They succeeded. They really did. The palace supervisor's pupils suddenly dilated, his voice trembling. Zhu Xian stared intently at the three dots on the screen. Now the dots had reached the core's vicinity, their flickering light even outshining the core itself. Meanwhile, the blue light screen was suddenly lit up by golden light, revealing all the scenes within the secret realm. The control panel rang out with a series of alarms. The supervisor hurried back to the panel and frantically typed, Tell me, what level is this rift? Zhu Xian took a deep breath, looking at the palace supervisor. Immortal level, an immortal level rift. Zhu Xian's heartbeat quickened, suppressing his excitement. He quickly pulled out his phone and dialed an encrypted number. And the other end of the line came a middle-aged man's voice. The Renshenkan secret realm is now under the Alliance's control. Immediately assemble all strategic forces of the Great Wall Army. National Border Great Wall. Pay special attention to the movements of the charmed demon race. Zhu Xian hung up the phone, his expression grave. This secret realm before us is now under the Alliance's control. The charmed demon race will find out before long. This year is still the Alliance's world challenge, and our opponent is still the charmed demon race. Those devils will definitely try every means to destroy this secret realm. After all, the heart-calming steel is, for the charmed demon race, a fatal suppression. Outside the Northern Four Generals' palace, four figures instantly rushed in. Follow me to guard the national border Great Wall. Zhu Xian shouted a command, turned, and strode out of the palace. The spatial rift flickered, bathed in golden light, and Jiang Lin and the other two returned to the spatial palace. Where is the chief instructor? Jiang Lin looked around, his eyes full of confusion. Just then, the palace supervisor hurried over to the three, his face full of excitement. You finally come out. The charmed demon race is outside the national border Great Wall, starting their little tricks again. The chief instructor has already gone to help. Before he left, he instructed that I would arrange for someone to escort you back. As for the rewards promised to you, I can only wait until the general assessment ends to find you at Spark University. Jiang Lin nodded. He wasn't in a hurry to use the Polaris kill right now. Waiting a bit wouldn't hurt. He handed the subspace core to the person in charge. Sorry for the trouble. The person in charge took the core and chuckled. Then he waved toward the door. Three soldiers worked in. They were tasked with escorting Jiang Lin and his two companions back to Nanyang City. After entering the city, Jiang Lin planned to return to the hotel and rest. He had just arrived at his room door when the handle he was turning was suddenly pressed down by a hand. Jiang Lin frowned and instantly sprang back. Neither he nor Xu and Bao had sensed a stranger following behind them. Jiang Lin stared gravely at the owner of the can. Standing behind him was a young man in his early 20s, wearing a pair of gold-rimmed glasses, a wolf in sheep's clothing. Jiang Lin looked at that refined-looking man with hostility. Who are you? Why are you following me in the dead of night? The refined man suddenly turned sideways, revealing a black spider half a man's height behind him. Jiang Lin instinctively checked the spider's information. Name, Death Spider. Talent, excellent. Level, Silver Rank 1. Skills, Web Entanglement, Champion Thrust, Bloodthirsty Frenzy, Silver Grade. Jiang Lin's heart jolted. This death spider was actually a silver-grade beast. He was about to ask a few more questions when the refined man adjusted his gold-rimmed glasses, a smile on his face. Jiang Lin, right? Hello, my name is Bai Zinan. I'm here this time because someone asked me to give you a small lesson. A lesson? On what grounds? Jiang Lin instantly widened the distance. It seems, this Bai Zinan guy was clearly up to no good, and he was even a silver-grade beast Tana. Chu and Bao, I wonder if we can take him. On what grounds? Par, on the grounds that you've offended someone you shouldn't have. Bai Zinan took off his white gloves and stroked the death spider's head. But don't worry. The master said I can't take your life. Just beat you half to death, but not dead. Enough to keep you from taking the assessment. Jiang Lin clenched his fists, forcing himself to suppress the rage inside. He needed to draw out more words to see if he could get Bai Zinan to reveal who was behind him. Otherwise, even if he escaped today, he'd still be schemed against by others later. Jiang Lin took a deep breath, calming his mind. He searched through all his memories, but found nothing about the original owner having offended anyone of high status, except for that brat Zhang Hai. No one else should have such a grudge against him, right? And besides, he had only just returned to Nanyang City a few minutes ago. No one could possibly know his whereabouts, yet Bai Zinan found him immediately, and had been following him without being detected. This meant that the master behind Bai Zinan must have terrifyingly high status in Nanyang City. Someone like that, in all of Nanyang City, aside from City Lord Su Tinglan, only the heads of a few major factions had that kind of power. The Lin family. In all of Nanyang City, only the Lin family, because of Zhang Hai, Lin Yating's fiancé, had a conflict with him. But this was all just his speculation. To find out the real mastermind, he still needed to draw out some words. Forget it, I can't be bothered to fish. Let's just use psychology directly. Jiang Lin, staring hard at Bai Zinan's punchable expression. He took a deep breath. I get it now. The Lin family sent you. No. Expression stiff, eyes darting, hand shrinking, nose touching. Bingo. Jiang Lin grinned. It seems, the micro-expressions he secretly studied in his past life during class still came in handy. Bai Zinan, caught off guard by his question, panicked. Damn it, how did he guess? This kid is too sharp. Bai Zinan was completely flustered. His goddess Zura was still in the Lin family's hands. If this kid really reported the Lin family to the city lord, Zura would be in danger. We can't keep this kid alive. Kid, you're asking for death. Deathblade, use bloodthirsty frenzy. Deathblade, the spider's two front legs, stained with fresh blood, rushed forward the instant it received the command. Jiang Ling saw this, and let out a cold laugh. Looks like this poser is furious from embarrassment. Yuan Bao used Dark Tortoise's desire. Chu and Bao instantly dashed in front of him, and a deep blue water barrier firmly enveloped him. The Deathblade spider was extremely fast, quickly reaching Chu and Bao. Its blood-red front legs stabbed at the shield, piercing it in an instant. But fortunately, Chu and Bao had also blocked the Deathblade spider's attack. Bai Zinan's pupils sharply contracted, and he couldn't help but gasp in shock. This turtle is clearly only at bronze rank 9, yet it managed to block Deathblade's bloodthirsty frenzy. That's not just a 2-rank gap. Deathblade, keep attacking. Use 1000 army thrust and skewer this brat. The Deathblade spider, upon hearing the command, instantly launched itself into the air. Its 8 spider legs beneath it, like springs, burst forth with force, directly stabbing at Chu and Bao. Jiang Lin saw this and immediately commanded Chu and Bao to act. Chu and Bao watched the Deathblade spider leaping midair, stomped its front legs hard on the ground, and the abyssal pressure instantly engulfed the battlefield. Deathblade, the spider felt as if a great mountain was pressing down on it, and fell straight from the air, crashing onto the ground. Moreover, its speed became more than 10 times slower than before. Jiang Ling smiled in delight. He hadn't expected Chu and Bao's abyssal pressure to be so powerful that even a white cloud-ranked Deathblade spider couldn't withstand it. Chu and Bao, now, use Yin Tortoise. Chu and Bao heard the command, opened its 2 small mouths, and a deep blue watery mist instantly enveloped the Deathblade spider on the ground. Jiang Ling stared at the mist, his expression serious. No sound of the Deathblade spider's wail reached his ears, and sure enough, when the mist dispersed, at the spot where the Deathblade spider had been, there was now a white ball wrapped in spider silk. It turned out that before the mist enveloped it, the Deathblade spider had used web wrap to cocoon itself. The Yin Tortoise's corrosion couldn't affect the spider's silk at all. Well done, Deathblade. Bai Zinan breathed a sigh of relief. He glared at Jiang Ling with fierce eyes, and raised his hand to command the Deathblade spider to attack again. Just then, suddenly, a shout came from the stairway in the 2nd floor. Stop, don't move. In an instant, over a dozen soldiers came up the stairs, surrounding Bai Zinan completely. The already narrow hotel corridor instantly became crowded. Bai Zinan looked at the dozens of soldiers around him. His heart stopped. He was finished. Just then, a female voice came from the stairway, extremely calm, daring to cause trouble in my jurisdiction. You really must be tired of living. Jiang Ling heard the familiar voice, turned his head to look, and saw City Lord Su Tinglan slowly emerging from the stairway. He didn't expect the City Lord herself had come. Jiang Ling smiled in relief. Since Su Tinglan was here, they should be able to uncover who was behind Bai Zinan's orders. Su Tinglan walked over to Jiang Ling, stared at Bai Zinan, and said coldly, "Who is the mastermind behind this? When Bai Zinan saw Su Tinglan, his heart nearly stopped. He knew he was completely finished, but before he acted, he had already prepared a contingency for being caught. Bai Zinan glared fiercely at Jiang Ling. It was all because of this kind that he had fallen to this state, but whether he lived or died didn't matter. He couldn't let his goddess Zua suffer punishment from the Lin family. Because of him, even if he was just one of Zua's many suitors, an insignificant one at that, Bai Zinan's eyes turned ruthless. The next moment, the deathblade spider suddenly raised its blood-soaked front leg, and directly stabbed it into its master's heart. Bai Zinan coughed up a mouthful of blood and collapsed to the ground, and the deathblade spider, in the instant its master died, also lost all signs of life. That's right, this is the tyrannical clause of the pre-sale contract. A pre-sale death causes no harm to the master, but if the master dies, all pre-sales under the contract must die along with them. Jiang Ling looked at Bai Zinan, who was already dead on the ground, his brows tightly furrowed. This is troublesome now. With Bai Zinan dead, there's no evidence to pin on the Lin family, and that damn Jiang Hai gets to live a little longer too. The moment he thought of Jiang Hai, Jiang Lin wished he could kill him right away, along with that traitorous dog who betrayed its master. He hadn't expected the Lin family to send someone specifically to kill him for Jiang Hai's sake. He'd planned to settle things with Jiang Hai before leaving, but now it seems that's impossible. If it were just Jiang Hai alone, he had hundreds of ways to kill him. But now that the Lin family has interfered, he has to think twice. After all, he couldn't take on the Lin family. Still, after this incident with Bai Zinan, Jiang Hai, the Lin family won't make any moves for a short while. And in 2 days, he'd have to go to Starfire University for the assessment. The next chance for revenge might only come when he returns. Jiang Hai, my dear little brother, since that's the case, your big brother will let you live a little longer. The matter with Bai Zinan was over. Su Tinglan directly brought Jiang Ling to the deputy city lord's residence. It was late when they arrived at the city lord's mansion. Jiang Lin fell asleep as soon as his head hit the pillow. That night, Jiang Lin finally got a good night's sleep. The next day, a knock came from outside the room. Mr. Jiang, breakfast is ready. The city lord is waiting for you. I'll be right there. Jiang Ling washed up briefly and left the room. The city lord's mansion was enormous. He followed the maid to the dining table and took his seat. Su Tinglan saw Jiang Ling enter, cut a slice of bread and handed it to him. How was it? Did you sleep well last night? Jiang Ling nodded. Very well. Su Tinglan watched the young man eating breakfast, a smile curling at the corners of her mouth. He doesn't look nervous at all. Is he really that confident about tomorrow's entrance assessment? Jiang Ling paused, set down his milk, and thought for a moment. I'm still nervous. Anyone would be nervous, but if it's just combat, I'm still quite confident. Su Tinglan chuckled lightly upon hearing this. The entrance assessment isn't just about combat. If you think that way, you won't get first place. Not just combat, of course. To get first place in the assessment, it's not just about fighting. A qualified pre-sale must not only excel in combat, but also in adaptability, subprofessions, and all other aspects must be balanced. Adaptability, subprofessions. Jiang Ling was completely confused. He was about to ask what that meant, when Su Tinglan's phone suddenly rang. She waved her hand to cut him off and answered the call. Jiang Ling sat quietly to the side, waiting. What? That rift is erupting again. Su Tinglan stood up abruptly, her expression furious. Jiang Ling's heart skipped a beat upon hearing this. Seal off the area around the rift's eruption. I'm coming now. With that, Su Tinglan hung up the phone, her brows tightly knit. Zyro Jiang, just look around on your own today. I have something to handle. Jiang Lin nodded. Is it the newly opened subworld rift in Nanyang? That's right. Su Tinglan's head ached just thinking about it. It's been a full half year, and we still haven't taken control of this subworld rift. Now there's even an eruption. She shook her head, her expression turning serious. I have to go. Just explore on your own. Tomorrow morning, I'll take you to the capital. With that, she turned and left the dining room. Jiang Ling watched her back until she disappeared from sight, saying nothing. He silently finished his breakfast. He had heard about that subworld rift in Nanyang too. It had appeared last year, but had never been brought under control. It was said that the rift's level had already reached diamond grade. Early the next morning, Su Tinglan returned, looking haggard. Seeing the few people in front of the city lord's mansion, she said nothing. She directly summoned a flying pre-sale flower-framed bird, and led them flying toward the capital. City Lord Su, how is that rift? Jiang Ling came to her side and asked softly. Su Tinglan rubbed her throbbing temples. She sighed helplessly. The riot has been suppressed, but because of the riot, the difficulty of controlling the rift has increased another level. How could this happen? Jiang Ling frowned. His expression turned serious. Su Tinglan smiled bitterly and shook her head, saying nothing more. Jiang Lin also let out a deep sigh. That was a diamond-grade rift. Even if he wanted to help, he lacked the ability. 3 hours later, they successfully arrived at the Alliance's center, the capital. After dropping the four of them off at the entrance of Starfire University, Su Tinglan hurried away. Once there, Jiang Lin and the others also parted ways. The assessment was an individual mode, so Jiang Lin didn't need to find teammates. There was still half an hour before the assessment. The crowd around was noisy. Everyone was discussing whether the assessment content was difficult or ridiculously harsh. Just then, a familiar voice suddenly came from behind. Brother Jiang. Jiang Ling turned around. He saw Xianxia wearing a white tracksuit, walking toward him. Brother Jiang, long time no see. Long time no see. We just met the day before yesterday. Forgot about that. Oh right, Brother Jiang, let me introduce someone to you. Before he could react, Xianxia turned and pulled over a middle-aged man over 40. The man looked about 2 meters tall. His body was solid, his muscular frame strained against his clothes. Brother Jiang, let me introduce you. This is my dad, Su Yanshan. Jiang Lin quickly greeted him. Hello, Uncle Su. Su Yanshan had a smile on his face. He looked very authoritative. So you're the number one in the alliance, Jiang Lin. He let out a hearty laugh. Reaching out, he patted Jiang Lin on the shoulder. Since you're Xiaoxiao's friend, let me give you a word of advice. The assessment at Qinghuo University is nothing like what you had in Nanyang City. It's not about using points to defeat everyone. And everyone who comes here is a 1 in 10,000 genius. Even you must give it your all to have a chance at claiming first place. Jiang Lin nodded. His expression was calm. Whether it was Su Tinglan or Su Yanshan, both were warning him. This assessment was no simple matter. What exactly would the assessment be? And how could he pass it? Or even take first place? At this moment, the pressure on Jiang Ling grew heavier. Dad, you're scaring him again. Su Xiao snorted coldly. Seeing this, Su Yanshan grinned. Tahara, alright, I'll step. Xiao, stay close to Zyro Jiang and do well in the assessment. I'm off now. With that, Su Yanshan left directly. Just then, an excited shout suddenly rang out from behind. Brother Jiang, I missed you so much. Jiang Ling didn't even need to turn around. He could guess who the voice belonged to. Lei Yang jogged over and gave Jiang Lin a bear hug. The two seemed to have a very close relationship. Brother Jiang, I've been missing you like crazy these past 2 days. After the assessment is over, you've got to give me your contact info. Jiang Lin nodded, about to agree. Just then, another commotion came from behind Lei Yang. Young Master Yulei, so this is the Brother Jiang you've been praising to the skies. The speaker looked like a rich young master. He was tall and straight, and the necklace around his neck, ton of sapphire the size of a pigeon egg. Behind him followed over a dozen lackeys. All of them were also rich young masters in matching style. Lei Yang heard this and grinned happily. He turned around to introduce him. Wow, heavens. This is the number one in the alliance I told you about. Brother Jiang with an SSS rank rating. Then he turned his head to look at Jiang Lin, pointing at the young master behind him. Brother Jiang, this is Wu Yashan, the young master of the Wanhai real estate in the capital, also my playmate from the capital. Jiang Lin said nothing. From the moment Wu Yashan approached, he had already noticed that this group was all looking at him with contemptuous eyes, but Jiang Lin still kept a smile. After all, these were Lei Yang's friends from the capital. He reached out his hand to greet them, only to see Wu Yashan curl his lips in disdain. Oh, an SSS rank, how dazzling. But in Spark University, the one thing we never lack is pathetic wretches like you from some backwater. You stinking better with that look, you think you can take first place? I'll watch you fall flat on your face. Wu Yashan's eyes were ardent, even carrying a hint of contempt. Though it was their first meeting, he felt nothing but disdain and disgust for Jiang Lin. All because of this SSS rank. His father had been scolding him all day for being useless, saying he couldn't even compare to a single toe of that guy, and even cut his allowance in half. Wu Yashan was furious, but he didn't dare confront his father, so he vented all his resentment on Jiang Lin. Wu Yashan, what are you saying? Before Jiang Lin could respond, Lei Yang snapped at him first, his eyes fierce, confronting Wu Yashan. Jiang Lin is someone even the chief instructor praised. You'd better watch your mouth. Or are you saying that you, Wu Yashan, dared to question even the chief instructor? Wu Yashan clearly hadn't expected that Lei Yang would turn against him for this stinking beggar. After all, in this group of young masters, he, Wu Yashan, was the undisputed leader. Before, Lei Yang could only fawn over him like the rest, and now he dared to defy him. For an outsider, Lei Yang, how dare you speak to me like that? So getting third in the alliance has made your wings stiff, huh? But this Jiang Lin might have taken first in the alliance. Who knows, if he used some underhanded tricks, and even if he is a genius, so what? A genius who can grow up is the real genius. The alliance never lacks geniuses who fall halfway. Lei Yang's eyes reddened, ready to retort, but Jiang Lin stopped him with a gesture. Wu Yashan of the Wanhai real estate in the capital, right? Jiang Lin put on a standard smile, showing no anger at all. Wu Yashan met those calm, placid eyes, and his heart skipped a beat, but he brushed it off. What? Little beggar, not convinced and want to torque back. Jiang Lin sneered, shaking his head. That's a sign of weakness. Jiang Lin wouldn't stoop to that. I just want to ask, are you done with your nonsense? If you're done, please step aside. You're blocking my way. Damn, Brother Wu, this kid's too arrogant. I can't take it anymore. Brother Wu, let me teach him a lesson. The group of lackeys behind Wu Weishan couldn't hold back, all eager to show off. Jiang Lin watched them ready to throw down, and let out a cold laugh. Tar, a bunch of aimless capital playboys. One mystic treasure could take out the whole lot. Luckily, Wu Weishan was smart enough. He raised a hand to stop his lackeys. His eyes locked on Jiang Lin. Without a word, he turned and left with his crew. Just then, a booming bell rang out. The Spark University assessment officially begins.